Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the second part of yesterday's video. The video yesterday, I took Mom to go to one of her physical therapy sessions in NakhonPhanom, and I cut the video a little bit short yesterday. So what I want to talk about basically today, not just talking in the video, but I do want to talk about being like a victim of circumstance here when it comes to dealing with driving accidents. Get your opinion on how you would handle certain situations, and share some stories that were a little bit upsetting to me when I heard them. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for coming back to the No Time to Be Sad channel. Good morning. Well, let's go see if Mom is ready yet.
Ready, stuff like that.
Well, everything went smooth with Mom. She's gonna attempt to come back here Friday by herself. I've already told Maria she's coming by taxi. Maria said, well, I'll make sure she gets in, no problem. I said, well, the taxi's supposed to be, the driver's supposed to, you know, care for Mom is part of the deal. So, but she gave you some new exercises.
Pretty intense, and then she said I was walking so very much better.
Yeah.
She was very happy about that. She was watching me walk. She said, wow, that is really, you did really well. So she's happy with whatever she's saying.
Well, let's go home. It's almost 4 o'clock. Paige asked me to stop by the store and get another bulb. All of a sudden, I got some LED bulbs going out. Get some better ones. The lady at the girl, actually, she's got some kind of machine for neurotherapy for my back. She said, I'd be interested in helping you with that. I said, well, I need to go get to a specialist first. I'm not that you're not a specialist. I probably should have said that, but I didn't. But this is supposed to be one of the best guys in Thailand. So let's go consult with him Thursday, and then if it's something that I can get her to do here, then I can come do that as well. So that's pretty good. I'm tired. From Lao. Got a lot of room to park. That'll take you to ThatPhanom for about 50 baht. They have a KFC, NK, and good pizza here. Now this is probably one of the best pizza places, I think, in Thailand. That looks pretty good. All right, here we go. 230 baht. No problem. There's a lot of Lao people here in this area, of course, since we're right up on the border of Lao. And they drive a lot different than Thai people. Even though the country's pretty similar, they just, they drive different. Not all of them, but the ones that come here, apparently, I think, do. A lot of people are scared to drive in Thailand. A lot of people are like, I don't know if I can drive on the wrong side of the road or this and that. You know, I think it's our expectation that gets us in trouble the most with everything when traveling outside of something familiar to us. So, you know, I've made some videos where I've kind of rolled through a stop sign, or I didn't yield for somebody, or, you know, here's the thing, like the rules here are different. Like stop signs are meant to stop, but they're only if there's multiple cars coming up to the intersection. You know, then it's still normally like the biggest vehicle, and it's like they kind of know who can go first and who can't. But what I really like about Thailand is that if you got a chance to go, just go. You don't have to yield or wait or this and that, just go. Of course, you don't want to run a red light. It's very important to pay attention to the red lights. But as far as like stop signs, and when you come up to an intersection where there's nothing, you know, you just got to be smart to know who obviously can go first in whatever lane. But it's like synchronized chaos sometimes, but it's really not. It's just like walking in the mall. You know, you're going to walk through a crowd of people. You're going to just avoid, you know, you're just going to avoid things as you walk. I think driving in Thailand is a lot easier because, you know, if you step out of line in the West, you know, everybody gets really irritated. I don't like that though. That's stupid. But, you know, up to him. There's no police around that's gonna, if there was a police officer on a motorbike or car here and he did that, they wouldn't do anything. They just don't have the authority to just give people tickets at random here. So it's kind of like the Wild West on the road. But it's always good to have a camera just in case something happens. You've got some backup, you know. Safety first. You know, one thing Thailand's not, it's not like a nanny state. Like, it's constantly having to tell you how to do things because you really can't make a good decision for yourself. And outside is a dangerous place unless you follow all the rules and the signs of how to get around without hurting yourself. It's really annoying to me sometimes in the US about you have to do all this. Like, I'm not smart enough to cross the street when a car's not coming. I have to wait, you know. A lot of things annoy me in America. That's one of them. But, you know, I'd rather the up to you here. I think it's better. I think, you know, you can weed out the people that want to cross the street in front of a fast-moving vehicle, I guess. I really like the fact that Thailand's up to you. If you feel like you can't walk up the stairs, then just then don't do it, you know. But altogether, I think Thailand's probably not the safest place for most people to live. And I think if it's not a safe place for you to live, it probably not too many places are safe, and you're probably limited to what you can do outside of your, you know, of the things that are familiar to you. You know what I mean? So I don't know how we became so dependent on everybody telling us how to do stuff in our life. Like, the world's not really that dangerous of a place. We just need to pay attention to what we're doing. So, you know, and if you fall and because you're wearing flip-flops, you're not paying attention, then that's your own damn fault, right? Maybe next time you'll pay attention. I love Thailand. Even though that, you know, if they want to not wear a helmet and they want to go 120 kilometers down the road wearing nothing but shorts, flip-flops, and a t-shirt, up to them, you know. I mean, I don't think anybody's really surprised here when they die, you know. It's just, oh well, luck of the draw, I think, here. Slipped once before. That's why she's not really in the greatest shape that she's in. She fractured a bone in her spine, and she did it just walking in her driveway. She lost her footing and she fell in her driveway, which is not any stairs or mountains or, I mean, she just fell. So things can happen. Things can happen anywhere, you know. You think too much. Stop. I don't know if you guys ever saw the video on YouTube or this couple, they rescue a squirrel. And they raised its squirrel until it got a little healthy from a little baby. It was a little baby squirrel. And they were going to release the squirrel out into the field, so it can be free and happy after they saved its life. Well, they take it out to the field, they open a little cage, and the squirrel's like goes to take off, and a hawk out of nowhere comes out of the sky, grabs the squirrel, and takes the squirrel off to the hawk's wherever he's going to eat it. So life is cruel. You never really know what's going to happen. You know, you hear all the time on the news about soldiers that have been in combat, in war, in battle, and survived, and you know, and were able to arm themselves in battle to survive, and then they walk in through the streets of Philadelphia, you know, in our Western world, and end up getting shot or hit in the back of the head or sucker punched or whatever. You know, you just never know. Outside is a dangerous place, but I think we got away from reality of life. You know, life is cruel. You know, we're all going to die at some point. Hopefully, we can only hope that we just die in our sleep. You know, we don't have a painful death. And I think we've convinced ourselves that, you know, we've got to do all these things to try to figure out how to prolong our life instead of actually just living our life and not worrying so much about things that you can't control, you know? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I hope you know. Think about it. The more you try to preserve yourself, I think the more life you're taking away from yourself. Now, you don't have to agree with me in that. I'm not talking about, you know, go be a glutton. You know, I'm not saying that. You know, but every now and then, if you want to have a little bit of MSG in your Vietnamese soup, then who cares? You know, if you want to go have a big juicy steak when you're 70 years old and you know you have a hard time digesting it, then so what? You know. But if you're just gonna restrict yourself to some of the pleasures in life, then if that's what makes you happy, then so what? You're gonna die, I'm gonna die, we're all gonna die. Just try to be happy, because no matter how long you try to prolong life, death is inevitable. One way or the other, you're gonna die. Hopefully it's of old age, but how often does that really happen? I want to tell you guys a couple of stories, and then I want your suggestion. Actually, I want your opinion in the description box of what I'm about to tell you. I'm going to tell you two stories. The first story is a subscriber of mine came and visited us. He told us before he came to visit us, he hit some old lady on a motorbike. He wasn't going very fast, right into a town. She come out of nowhere and just right in front of the vehicle. He had nowhere to go. He hit her. He didn't kill her, but he damaged the bike pretty bad, and she got roughed up. She got roughed up pretty bad. So he took her to the hospital, and well, he didn't take her. They called the ambulance. There was a lot of people around. He went with them. Well, it ended up the family wanted him to pay for it because he hit her. So it was like, well, it wasn't really my fault, you know, she jumped, but couldn't do anything. He had no cameras, had nothing. It ended up costing him quite a bit of money. I don't remember how much. I think the doctor bill was somewhere around a couple 100,000 baht, and he had to get her motorbike totally repaired. So he had to pay for all that. I don't know what it may have ended up costing him about 250,000 baht. So he said it was okay. It was no problem. He felt really bad that he hit her. He said, I almost felt like it was my fault. I could have avoided it. But really, in all reality, probably couldn't. He was just that kind of a guy. He just felt bad that it happened. You know, if you end up killing somebody just because they come out in front of you and it's not your fault, you're gonna remember that probably the rest of your life. You know, that's a bad incident right there to visualize. So here's what I want you guys to tell me what you think about this. And when I heard these stories from two different people at two different occasions, I was like, you guys are horrible people. Well, one guy told me in person, he said that he hit somebody on a motorbike and left him for dead. That's pretty much how he told me. I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, I was driving out of our village and it was at nighttime and this guy comes out of the middle of nowhere, no lights, no nothing, and I hit him going pretty fast and he went off to the ditch and he just kept going. And I said, well, that's horrible. Why didn't you stop? He goes, because if I would have stopped and I would have killed this guy, I would have had to pay for everything. It would have cost me millions of baht for this guy who is probably drunk, isn't responsible enough to get his lights fixed on his vehicle, and now all of a sudden I'm the one ending his life because he's pulling out in front of a vehicle that has lights on, going down a road. So I heard this story similar to that again through an email. Somebody told me about it, and you know, I thought it was horrible too. But I've heard quite a few other stories where people have gotten into minor accidents and have just it's easy enough just to pay 2 or 3, 4,000 baht and not deal with it, you know. That's no money, you know, depending on the scenario, right? But a lot of people said that it's ended up costing them quite a bit and even possibly causing them their visa. So, you know, if they don't take care of it. But anyway, what do you guys think about that? If that happened to you, what would you do? I think for me, I have cameras. If I did it, you know, you need to be a responsible human being. Accidents happen. What can you do? But you know, if you've got cameras in your vehicle, you know, then, you know, if you guys look in my description box, I have a law office in my description box that I use. I have them on retainer if something like that happens. But the first thing you do if something like that happens is you call your insurance company in Thailand and let them deal with what's going on. They'll send somebody out there pretty quick. I don't know, in the middle of the night. But I've never had it happen, so I don't know. That's just what I've been told by our agent. If there's an accident or something happens, you call us first, you know, and then call the police. But anyway, if you guys have any experiences or know anybody that has something like that, or just what you think about on those people doing that, let me know in the description box. There was 4 kids on that motorbike. 4. can literally show stuff like this all day in Thailand. So. But I am home. The reason why that bulb was so expensive because it was a whole damn thing. I didn't know. I guess I should have looked. I saw that, and I don't know. I was just happy to find the bulb, I guess.
You didn't show them the picture?
Well, I got it at Macro. I mean, not Macro, Lotus. Oh well, we have that now. I got it. I'm sure there's another one in the house I can change. Well, Paige just let me know we weren't able to change our ticket to AirAsia. So I guess it just wasn't meant to be. We can't do. The only thing we can do is go to the airport, talk to a human being, and see if they can change it. But I don't know. I don't know if we have time to do that or not. Maybe when we get back from Ubon to have my back looked at, maybe we'll try that. I don't know. We'll see. I smell fried food and beer. I smell fried food and beer. Menu. Cam.
เอากล้ามมาดีมากเลยนี่พ่อตูเอาอุ้มเลยอุ้มเลยอุ้มเลยอุ้มเลย
เหนื่อย
นี่แหละสี่มาแต่แหละมันลดราคาเหนื่อยเดือดร้อนจืดทอดมันกุ้ง
Okay, ชนแก้ว
เมลอนชนแก้ว
แก้วกินแก้ว
นี่เดี๋ยวกำลังให้ทำ
Let's practice the Google Translate with Madame. She likes that stuff.
แป๊บหนึ่งอีกปัตตะโต้เป็นธรรมดานะ
What did you do today?
วันนี้คุณทำอะไร
ตอบ
จะลงทุนในทูบ้าน
ถูบ้านซักผ้า
mopping the laundry
มันจะ
คนถูบ้าน
I didn't understand. Can you repeat that?
ตัวอ่านเนี่ย
ฉันไม่เข้าใจ
อ่านเนี่ย
คุณทำซ้ำอีกได้ไหมได้
Okay. Sounds like you were busy today.
โอเคดูเหมือนวันนี้คุณจะยุ่ง
ใช่
yes
You look like you are sleepy. Are you tired? I'm doing like a
คุณดู
complex.
เหมือนคุณกำลังง่วงนอนคุณเหนื่อยไหม
จะเหนื่อยบ่
เหนื่อย
Okay.
tired
Okay. Anyway, it works pretty good.
โอเคเดี๋ยวค่อยสอนไปอย่างละเป็น
อย่างไรก็ตามใช้งานได้ค่อนข้างดี
โอ้ย
What is she doing?
คนสวย
ตัดสุดเด้อเขาเลขที่บัญชีไปให้เขาอย่างเดียวแม่
เจฮัลโหลหน่อยแล้วฮัลโหล
Hi Good evening from NakhonPhanom
All right, guys, I got to go work on a video. I keep saying I'm going to just drink a little bit more of this beer and then I'm going to go, and every time I turn around, my beer is full. Anyway, we are headed to Ubon tomorrow. My doctor's appointment's not till the next day, so we're going to hang out in Ubon, have a good day, go to the doctor the following morning, and then come back. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I hope you guys come with us. It'll be fun. We're planning a trip to Udon. not this weekend, but the following weekend. I think our friend Pookie wants to come, but she is going to go into Bangkok this weekend and apply for a tourist visa to America. To America, but to go to Hawaii. So I hope you enjoyed these last couple days with Mom. I'm going to update you guys on how her trip to the physical therapist Friday went with the taxi driver. So I told the physical therapist, who really likes my mom, what the deal was. She goes, oh, okay, well, I'll talk to the guy. So hopefully he already knows what to do. So anyway, we will see you guys tomorrow on the next video. Bye.
ให้มาถามโอ้ลิจะถาม
บ่เห็นเนี่ย
ว่าเห็น
ปกติสิย่างไปซื้อได้หาโมง10 บาทซื้อน้ำแข็ง
เมื่อไรสิมา